earliest thing I remember, living out in Hana with my dad, single father, and those are probably like my most favorite memories with him. It's just like being with him, I guess, like listening to him play guitar and stuff like that. I went to preschool in Hana, and then we moved to Haiku, and then kept moving from there. Kihei and Makawao. You know, my dad did a great job, don't get me wrong, but when you come from households that are broken, you want to fill the void, you know what I mean? So you kind of turn to using substances as like a way to fill the void, right? So I hung out with the wrong people, thought they were cool, the thrill of the lifestyle, you know? It's just something that you want more of. I already remember in Pukalani Elementary School, smoking cigarettes in the gutters, and by the time intermediate school came, I was already smoking weed. By the time I got to high school, I was probably drinking way too much. By 15, started taking lots of pills, and then was already getting prescribed pills before I was 18. And then, you know, smoking weed, drinking, taking pills, turning into smoking pills and smoking heroin, shooting up heroin and shooting up meth, and it's just never enough. When I was maybe 17, was taking so much pills that I cut off my hair. I cut all of it off, and I was zoning out in a lighter, and I fell asleep on the lighter. I woke up from being so fried, and all my hair was chopped off, like crazy chopped. My face was sizzled in like 3 different spots. After that, I started to take so much pills and so much substances that eventually led me to having seizures. I was having grand mal seizures for 2 years, and I was having like 2 a month. So every time I tried to stop using anything, I would seize out. So I got pregnant at 17, and I gave birth, and then 2 years or maybe 3 after that, I ended up being homeless. And years after that, drug charges. That's kind of when I went to jail, found out I was pregnant again. And then I connected with Malama 2017. I just went in. I was pregnant and didn't want to go back to jail because I basically stayed there almost the whole time. And I was just over it. I was over the lifestyle, and I wanted to get better for my kids. And you know what? Honestly, it really did come down to a point where my older son's dad passed away in 2017, like the day after I got arrested. And I was like, he doesn't have anybody. You know what I mean? And it's like, and my baby wouldn't have anybody really responsible enough to take care of him. So it's like everything does fall on you. You know what I mean? Do you want to do better for your kids and you want to do better for yourself, or do you want to continue to use and ruin everybody's lives? Going to jail was absolutely a good thing. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was talking to my probation officer, and he basically was stating, did you find a bed space? You know, because if not, you're gonna go to jail. So I called Malama, told him I was pregnant, told him that if I didn't go into a substance abuse facility, then I would go back to jail. And they got me in that same day. And I went in and completed the inpatient and outpatient program. So I enrolled with them in 2017, finished the whole treatment. The process of me doing inpatient and outpatient was a little hard at first, because you're coming in off the streets, and you've been doing whatever you wanted to be doing for so long, and you're finally being told what to do, and there's a bunch of other girls, there's lots of energy. So it was a little rough at first, but they helped me do so much for myself. Like, they helped me get my birth certificates and my social security cards. They helped me to get my ID, start my provisional license. They've helped me to make medical appointments, OB appointments, working, getting my independence back, my finances in order. Got to save up for a car, and then my, insurance and all of that stuff. So they helped me to find my independence, honestly. It was fabulous. So now, if I'm faced anything hard, just to see how far I've come. Because it was such a lonely road. The realization of how far you've come in life and how well you do, like with my kids and stuff like that, because I am the provider. I do everything that I should be doing. That is probably my main drive. I don't ever want to go back to that life. I don't ever want to feel as lonely as I felt and how crappy I felt. I don't ever want that feeling again. If you're living that life, I would tell you to not give up. Just to, sorry. Okay. To not give up. Because if I can do it, you can too. It's not gonna be easy, because it isn't. It's gonna take a lot of hard work and a lot of discipline. And you're gonna have to listen to people who you probably don't wanna listen to, but it's worth it. If you can just keep doing the work and listen to these people, because they know what they're talking about, and just work on all your trauma and to not use. As easy as it is to just use and not feel what you're feeling in the moment, it just sets you back that much more. And if you do get set back, then just try again. Never ever stop trying. If it wasn't for Malama, I'd probably be dead. My kids would be in CPS at another house, and I would probably be dead, overdose, or in jail for a really long time, prison, just gone all the way around. Because of Malama, I am now in a better space than I ever thought I could be. I have a beautiful house, and I have my kids, and I have a car, and I have money, and I have dreams that are being fulfilled, and I get to work with people, and I get to see them transform their lives and be the person who they want to be. That's all because of Malama. I'm working at Malama now. Just prior to working at Malama, I was cleaning houses, and one day I was cleaning some toilets, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't. This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I thought of some things that I really would want to do, and Malama came to mind. Because if it wasn't for Malama, I wouldn't have gotten sober. There's no way. So I called Malama, got an interview, and they gave me the job. Started as a program assistant. I kind of knew where I wanted to go in the direction, which was to be a counselor. I'm now a counselor in training. So the most thing that I like my favorite thing that I love about this job is that when I was a client, the first thing I said to a counselor when they were issued to me was, have you ever used drugs? Have you ever been to jail? Have you ever been homeless? And she said, no. I said, and then I can't work with you. To me, it wasn't relatable. And I respected the educational backside of it. But now for me, it's like, I can tell these women, I get it. I know what it feels like to be homeless, and I know what it feels like to be hooked on drugs and to be shooting heroin in an alley. I get it, I understand. I can relate to these women, and I can be the example that they can be so much more.